is the day?
We should
314.
automate that.
314. Yeah, what's up, YouTube? Just running a little behind today. We've been busy, but I'm getting TikTok fired
Actually,
up.
3 o'clock right now, so I would not say we're super behind. What up, y'all?
All right, should be live on both. Let us
We are live
know.
on E.
So you get a mic check, Brian?
Check 1, check 2. What up?
Yeah, I think
happening?
we're pretty good. Maybe you need to come up, but I'll do that.
Okay. If y'all hear anything in our mics that will help us, please let us know in the comments.
All right, let me just get my chat open. But we're good, I think.
Yep, cool.
What's up, TikTok? We're gonna get playing here in like 10 seconds.
Nice. We've got a lot to play today too, because as Joe finishes this stuff, I'll just say this crew did some work in this last week since the last live we had, and there have been so many changes to the game in this last week that I think you're gonna have stuff to do all day today in this live, Joe.
Oh yeah,
So I'm
lots
feeling.
to do. Lots to do. I don't see anyone on the Red app. Anyone out there in chat? Let us know you exist, please.
Yeah, we just got a couple dropped in. Yeah, roll call if anybody wants to let us know who's hanging out. Maybe we'll have a small crowd today, and we'll just chill with our close pals. That's
Hodge
cool.
is in
That's
there.
cool too.
First thing, we're gonna just go through so many updates. The patch notes are ridiculous. So slowly but surely, we'll talk about the changes. One of the changes is now that the lifts work. So there's 5 lifts in the game. You ride underneath them, and you can just teleport to the top. The top lift, this big gondola, there's not much up here yet because we haven't, we're still working on the trails. But I'll show you where some other lifts are. We got changes to the drone. The bumper buttons on your controller or page up, page down on your keyboard now change the pitch of the camera so you can kind of angle it how you want. Get better clips of your buddies riding in multiplayer. If you don't know, multiplayer exists. Wait. Our live is not eligible for recommendation as restricted in search results as we've detected suspicious activity. You may violate integrity.
Yep.
Okay. Think you've made a mistake, you can appeal. Yeah, I'll appeal that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know, man. You're doing suspicious stuff like all the time, Joe.
I don't know how we're being suspicious. If anyway,
I think it's just what the camera is seeing on the screen, just what the camera sees when it looks at you. Basically, it's just like the dude is suspicious. That's what I think.
My favorite lift is over here, so I'm going to respawn at this one. Yeah, I need some help. I haven't been able to buy the Patreon. Is there any way I can buy it? Is it because Patreon's giving you like a fraud type message? If so, just Google Patreon contact, and they have a form you can fill out, and you want to send it to the trust and safety team, which is one of the options in the Dropbox, and just let them know what's happening, and they will clear up your account if that's what's going on. You can always DM us over on, or send us a message on our Discord. Are the lifts going to move at some point? Yeah, this is first version, so eventually the lifts will move, but right now you can just teleport with them. I have, but it's not working, sadly. How long have you... Sometimes they take a while to get back to you. Like I said, you could DM me on Discord. Join our Discord. I'm Joe Mama so fast in there. Send me a DM. Remind me who you are and what's going on, and I can give you a workaround until they get back to you, but sometimes they can take like a week to get back to you. So... but anyway, since TikTok wants to like think we're suspicious, if you guys don't mind sharing the live, that would help get more eyes on it. Usually they'll share it for us, but I don't know why they think we're suspicious. A lot of physics
changes. Does it help
changes.
if you stop it and start it again?
I could try it. I've only got 4 people in here. To the 4 of you guys that are hanging out, I'm going to stop and restart the TikTok live. So just go to our page and fire it back up in a second.
Word.
I don't have an overlay. The only overlay I have is a TikTok official overlay. So I don't... Try again.
Yeah.
Fired it up. There it goes. All right. Yeah, I don't know where everyone is,
Maybe they
Marshall.
think it's suspicious that you can ride on water.
That's probably what it is.
What's up, JC?
All right, let's go back to this lift.
All right. I was just like, wow, we got 201 viewers now, but no, it's a different live. Not the right one. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, let's just, I'm just going to cruise around for a while people trickle in. And then we'll talk more about the updates when more people are here.
Our comments are turned off right now.
On what?
On TikTok.
I see
Says
people
no online
commenting.
viewers and comments off. Huh. I'll refresh. No worries. Sometimes
When
things
y'all
start
gonna-
slow, Joe.
When y'all
How
going to be
about-
making the trail build option? I don't know. That's not even really in the plans at this moment. Modding's in the plans, and that'll come probably in the next few months. Whoa. Missed that berm. But the trail building mode, that's something to be determined after we release the game. Not going to come before full release. Welcome, everybody. We got a big update today. We're going to be going over all the changes. There is many, many changes to go over. Many things to be tweaked. We're doing tons of physics changes. We've got different bike types in the game. They don't look like different bikes yet, but they physically feel like different bikes, so we can test the physics before we make some of the new models. Traction physics have changed. Braking physics have changed. Off-camber physics. Some drone changes. Map changes. New trails. Lifts are in the game. The list goes on and on. Full patch
Tails
notes.
is in the chat.
What up, Tails? Full patch notes on Discord or Patreon. What up, Febu?
Feebo's back.
See, here's the off-camber slip. If you on off-camber sections, you can see the bike slips a little bit, and if you start braking, it'll start slipping more. And all the material types have different physics. So, like, we've got grass, we've got hard-packed dirt, loose dirt, loam, wood, rock, gravel. And I think that's it for now, but we've created a system where it's really easy for us to tweak the different physics materials. So we can have all sorts of different grip levels, slip levels, kind of suspension, like everything kind of reacts a little differently now, which is super fun. Oh.
What's up, 60V? Emma Rose is back with us. What's up, Emma? It's always good to see you.
Hey, Emma.
MTB JB38 is here. Started playing 2 days ago. What did he say? He said, but can't afford the ultimate thing, sadly. Well, MTB, hopefully, it's only $5 right now a month. So if you can afford $5, you could get all the builds that we currently have on Patreon and anything we do for the next month. So if not, hopefully that clears up for you soon.
I'm just going to do a quick ping out on Discord, see if we can get some more people up
Cool.
in here.
Austin wants to know if there's a jump line. What's up, Austin? What's up, Wyatt? When will the game release? This is sick. It's the like 1.0 release is a ways off still, maybe pushing a year even potentially. But we release everything we do all the time to our Patreon. So in a way, the release date's not super important because we release everything we do. I mean, it is important. It's a milestone, but it's not like you have to wait until it's released to play what we've got going on. The open world is big. It's big and growing quickly.
Yeah, I mean,
what's up, Armam? From Pittsburgh. Good.
it's huge. It's huge. Like, this place is massive. Cedric just put 4 new trails in over here. I mean, you can see, look at the size of the lift compared to this place. Like, you come in here, and then you start zooming out, and you just realize the scale. So once it's all filled out, like, look, there's 4 new trails in this small little hill, 4 big trails. Boom. So we've got a lot of work to do, but it's huge. Already a lot of fun to explore.
Later, number 2. Thanks for, we'll look for you on Discord.
What I want to do.
Emma says she's excited to see what happens when you hit the water. I've been talking about this with them too, Emma. So we've been discussing this on a near daily basis. I have a feeling it won't be too long until you'll get to experience the first foray into water physics. That'll be fun.
Yeah, there's no physics yet. It's just like solid, I think. But we do have, what's happening? There, that's why. We do have different bike types in the game. So what I want to do today is start grinding some runs and really trying different bike types. So as you see the leaderboard, if you're not in, does leaderboard mode work right now? I don't know. Hold on. Talking about the TikTok stream. Yeah, there we go.
While you're holding, I'm going to answer Wyatt Austin real quick. He says, dang, you should make it to where you have to sit on the lift and ride it up or make it an option. We won't make it to where you have to. We don't want to make people do something in the game they don't want to have to do, but that will be an option to be able to ride up with friends that you're playing with in real time. So,
yep.
Anything to add to that, Joe, or did I pretty much nail that?
Nope.
Okay.
So what I wanted, we've added different bike types. They don't look different yet. So we have one bike model in the game, the Frameworks bike, but we're testing physics before we bring in the new bike models. We did partner with a new bike brand, and I'm waiting for them to send over the models. We'll get those in the game soon. But what I want to do, we're trying to tweak the physics, and we're trying to make these bikes all feel different and all have kind of different pros and cons. I don't think there's really any trails in the game now that'll benefit the trail bike the most, so I don't expect to see the trail bike at the top of any of these leaderboards, but I do think maybe the enduro bike could be, and if it isn't, then I think we need to tweak some stuff. So what I want to do is go around playing the trails on the different bikes, see how they feel. Hodge cheated, our programmer, and did do a run on the electric bike on this trail. You normally can't set a time, but I think it's hilarious that Joe Clinton has now beaten him on a regular bike. So that's funny. So anyway, let's go.
It's like you beating me on a regular bike when I'm on an e-bike, Joe. Kind of the same thing.
Let's try model ships with the enduro. As I said, the bike model will not change, but it does feel different, and you can definitely feel the changes in the game. But we've already gotten some good feedback. If you guys are on the Patreon, appreciate the feedback on the bikes. We will be tweaking some stuff. Right now, the enduro maybe needs to be a little bit better. We're seeing that like the downhill still is kind of seems to be the best everywhere, which is not what we want. There should be some trails definitely that enduro is the best. So we'll tweak and balance the bike stats until we get it right. So
do you want the overlay off, Joe?
Oh, sorry. Thank you guys. I appreciate the reminders, because I'm bad at that.
JC Marshall's asking if we fix the trees.
Yes, the trees are back to normal. Some of them still have too big of roots, but we'll slowly fix those as well. One thing I want to change with the enduro and trail bikes right now is that the sideways traction is a little too low. So like in this spot right here, I come in here and I kind of land it and I slide. Or on the downhill bike, it doesn't do that, and that's causing me to be a lot slower on this bike in this section, where I think normally I should be faster in this section because it's mostly flat and it's kind of a pedally section, and the enduro pedals better than the downhill. So I think that's one change I want to do, is that sideways traction slip.
My camera's kind of screwed up on the overlay too, Joe. Not that it's any reason to pop a burner, but
wait, why?
Just an FYI.
Why would it do that is the question.
I don't know. You want me to check out and check back in, see if it solves it?
No. There, fixed it.
Thank you. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you, as always.
Stream is choppy? Your internet's probably choppy, Birdshaw. Denmark.
Jill Clinton, what's up? Minty from Vermont is back. What's up, Minty? Good to see you, as always. Hey, Bird, seriously, let us know if the stream continues to look choppy, and we'll have to see if there's something we can do.
All right, hold on. We got some comments. Less making maps, more gameplay improvements, buddy. There's more than in of buddy. First of all, before you copy paste, maybe make sure your sentence is legible. But we have different people on the team, right? So the level designer makes levels, programmer does gameplay stuff. I'm doing a bit of everything. So there's multiple people doing multiple things.
And including lots of gameplay improvements. But if there's something you're specifically looking for or you're going to get excited about when you see it in the game, tell us what that is and we'll talk about it. How about that? See if we can kind of oblige in some way.
Also remind you that it hasn't even been a 1 calendar year since we started. The very first initial Git push was March 7th, 2025. So we're 2 days away from 1 calendar year of work. So for what you see being done in 1 calendar year is by at times 2 people, at most 4 people. Pretty remarkable.
And that includes a period where we had to shut things down because of some circumstances and we weren't working on it. So really the effective amount of time we've been working on is significantly less than that by 2 months, right? So about 10 months we've been working on it.
How many trails are there that are not on the leaderboards? Quite a bit. I'm stuck. Let's see. I mean, the first zone has 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 trails not on leaderboards that might not ever be on leaderboards. Up here has at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 10, probably more, that are not on the leaderboards.
What's up, Cactus? Good to see you back. Be careful. Joe will crash into you.
Can you see and try to ride off trail? What do you mean? You can go wherever you want, if that's what you're talking about. It's open world, so you can go wherever you want. You can fast travel to places, but you don't have to if you don't want to. We did a massive update.
EJ, thanks, brother.
Yesterday and the day. This week we've done 2 huge updates. So lots of physics changes, lots of bike changes. Drone changes.
EJ's loving how good the game's looking for so little time working on it. Thank you
Thanks.
for saying that, even though I don't really deserve much of the credit, but these guys do, for sure.
Can you change skyboxes? You can't as a player, but I know Maggie wants to work on skybox more in the game. We just kind of threw one in here. I don't know if the skyboxes will be a customizable thing in the future. That'd be kind of cool, though.
What's up, CLB? Good question here, Joe. I'm going to throw it out for you to answer whenever. I want to make sure CLB gets the answer, so we'll try to get it in relatively quickly. But he says, haven't really followed that much, but insane progress. Are you guys doing the collab with Atherton for the Enduro e-bike? Is the question.
One could. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But
I'll just say this. I'm spending all my time watching Atherton videos on YouTube. I will say that much.
Yeah. We're in talks with Atherton, so it seems like they're down, just waiting on to finalize some things. But if all goes as planned, I think we will be seeing some Atherton bikes in the game.
N-Cross says, well done, finally gameplay improvements. Took your time, mate. Yeah, we're pretty careful about the order we do things. We try to do things in the right time so we can compound the good things that we do and let them benefit us over time and not kind of do things before the time. So yeah, I think Joe's doing a great job and the team are doing a great job of knowing what to prioritize and when. But yeah, when you get into the gameplay improvements, sometimes you get some of the sort of physics stuff that needs to be done dialed. It's nice to get into things that sort of expand how the game plays, for sure.
Got some new settings.
I think we'll be seeing more of that stuff.
I redid how all the pedaling works, so we now have an auto pedal setting if you want. If you don't want to have to hold the pedal button down, the way auto pedal works is you have to tap pedal to engage it, then it'll automatically pedal. If you hold the pedal button down after auto pedal has started, it'll just coast the bike, and then obviously brake works like normal. So that's a new setting. Also, the rider pedals way less in general and is more gravity fed than pedal, so it doesn't look like you're just pedaling everywhere all the time. In this lock camera to bike setting, I'll turn that off to show you guys what that's about. It's a work in progress and a little buggy still, but now you can kind of whip, and the camera stays facing mostly forward. And you can see the bike kind of moving underneath the camera, which has been a request from a lot of people. Let me go hit a jump line to show you guys a little more. We could go hit lefty. Maybe we bust out the trail bike. I know, like I said, they don't look different, but they feel different. The trail bike is super twitchy, so it might look a little crazy. But yeah, you could see the bike moves under the camera more if you have that setting checked off. But you can see, like, if you do a flip or a spin, let me do a spin with this setting. It's still kind of weird, so I'm still trying to tweak some of that stuff and make it smoother. But like when I spin with that setting, it kind of lags behind. But yeah, anyway, that's that. I want to go back to turning it off because I don't love it yet. But I want to go try these new trails. Over here.
Ryan P says, y'all are definitely here to stay. Thanks, man. I got to tell you, the deeper we get into it, it feels like the more motivated we're all getting. That's how I feel. And I'm stoked because the last month or month and a half, my workload was so heavy that it was hard for me to kind of be involved as much as I wanted to be. My workload with the things that I do to make a living. But in the last week or so, I've been able to focus a lot more on Cranked, and I'm stoked to be back and doing that right now, Joe. Great.
I'm stoked.
I feel more connected with you when I'm able to be more involved in the crank side of things. I feel so much more connected.
Yeah. I need to scoot back. I want to talk on these trails. I want to talk about physics changes because we did a lot. Some of them we've tweaked them. Sorry, I'm like wiggling around like a. Anyway, well, we've been tweaking them and we'll continue to tweak them as we get feedback from the community. I'm on the trail bike, but you can see the different surface types. So this dark color is meant to be loam feeling, and loam actually does kind of react cool. It allows you to slip a lot, but it catches your slip pretty quickly and grippily. We also introduced a Scandi flick, so if you move both sticks at the same time and brake, you'll flick out the back end, and it's really fun to kind of like. I kind of did it there, but then I slammed into a rock. But it's... Oh, I don't want to be in race mode. Get out of here. Let me go back. But it's fun to kind of flick that back end around. You'll also notice that the back end can like lose traction and kind of separate from the front. Before, the front and rear were kind of always locked and aligned for the most part. So now we've kind of separated it, and it can get a little more sketchy. Braking on steep terrain has been reduced, so it's like more realistic. So you can see here I'm like holding the brakes and just kind of sliding down because that terrain is so steep. Sometimes you might think it's not that steep, but then if you actually like get in the drone and look at some of these sections, like this is where we just were sliding down. I mean, you can see how steep it really is. Pretty steep. So a lot of changes to like traction. There's off camber slip now, which we talked about a little bit ago. So dialing things in little by little. All the bikes have different physics attributes as well. I'm trying to think what else we did that I'm forgetting. But if you guys got questions or feedback, let us know. What's with the drone improvements?
Is asking about... Go ahead, Joe.
The drone improvements, it's much faster. So before you couldn't... Like when I was trying to chase Sutton and the other fast guys on race trails, I couldn't keep up with them. They would outfly, like they would outride the drone speed. So we increased the speed. But you can also now use the shoulder buttons to change the camera pitch. You know, so if you want to do, you know, more of like a top down, or you want to get really low and like really chase someone, you know, you can change the pitch of the camera with the bumpers, or page up, page down on your keyboard. Fixed a bug that the drone could, like, if you went fast enough, you could just like plow the drone through the ground. But now you see I can't. There was also a bug where the drone would allow you to enter race mode, so you could fly the drone and the bike at the same time in a race. Patch that. So those are the drone fixes for now. Brian, what
are you going to demo the drone? Are you going to demo the drone with multiplayer at some point in the stream? Get some fast guys in here and show what it's like now that it's faster?
Yeah, where are you guys at? Hey, YouTubers, where are you guys all at? How am I liking the new chair, Aaron? Aaron, the new chair is actually pretty nice. I think it's comfortable until, you know, once I hit like the 12, 14 hour mark, I start getting annoyed with it. So I think that means it's pretty good.
I don't think they make any chairs that last longer than that in one sitting, Joe. I don't think that exists.
Medic is on acrophobia.
Will you add multiplayer? Yep, already multiplayer in there. Aaron, thank you for Emma, thank you for answering that question. Appreciate it.
Let me see if we can find some people. If you guys, let's see, let's just chat.
The initial release of Cranked will be on PC. Again, we're pre-alpha. We're not even a year into the development of this game. We show things early. We show things openly all the time. Really answer any questions you all ask. Unless we just don't have time, and we will be releasing initially on PC and want to hit consoles after that. But it's kind of already released because you can get it by subscribing to our Patreon and play all the builds we release, which lately has been like at least one a week pretty much. Wouldn't you say so, Joe?
More. I mean, lately it's just, oh, here we go. We got some people over here. All right.
Multiple releases per week, yeah.
Here we go. So let's try out the new drone. See, now I can angle it down, really make sure it's locked in. Go really fast. I can get low. Still need to work on a little bit of smoothing and multiplayer so the bikes look a little nicer. Who is this? It's hard to tell. Need to fix the nameplates too. Make them a little more readable. I noticed in drone mode too, the nameplates will like turn sideways. Is this Mackay, maybe? Oh, who's over here? See, we got people everywhere. Oh, they restarted. Oh, got 3 going. 2.
Chill wants to know if there's any news on the new gear. We're getting close, right? We had to make a couple of changes.
Yeah, the brand got back to me. Have some tweaks. Maggie will tweak it, and then we'll send over samples for them to approve, and it should be good to go. So new gear brand coming in soon.
New bike brand coming in not too long away. Thank you for the heart meat Archie's on top. Appreciate it, man. Numbers on TikTok have picked up a bit. If y'all feel like sharing or liking, following us or liking the live or something like that, that helps, and it is appreciated.
All right, I want to get in on
And
the
if
fun.
if anyone's not following us, hasn't wishlisted us on Steam, please consider it. And if you don't have the free playtest, download it while you're there. There's so much gameplay in the free playtest. You can see what we're doing here and why it's different than the other mountain bike games that have existed before it. See what you think and play it for real for free.
Kai just got a new PB on the Enduro. What am I on?
Nice.
Maybe I'll try the Enduro, see if we can get a better time. What's my current time? Current time's a 41 on the downhill, 41.4. Will you let modders access it? Yes, absolutely. Modding. So right now, Hodge, programmer's working on multiplayer. We've got some like boring multiplayer infrastructure type stuff that he's working on now. After that, we're going to do our first like main multiplayer mode. And then after that, he's going to move over to modding, get the modding stuff set up, and then release that to the Patreon members. So you guys can start making mod stuff while we finish the game. And then by the time the game's finished, hopefully there's a bunch of mod maps and stuff. So when we launch the game, there'll already be like a library of mods for people. Thanks for the rose.
I like the idea of doing a tutorial series where we teach people how to mod, because I know there's a lot of people who would like to do it but maybe feel intimidated or don't really know where to start. I think it'd be cool to have a little series where you can kind of watch people build and watch them mod in public and see how to do it.
Yep.
Well, we really want to support the modding community in any way that we can, basically. So it's been a part of the plan since the first time Joe ever talked to me about this game years ago. Very important. Armionis wants to know how much it'll cost. We don't really know. I mean, we usually say we think it'll be between 25 and 35 bucks when it comes out, but we don't know. It's in the future, and the more you kind of hang out with us, the more you realize we try to focus on the important things now and don't make decisions in the future when we don't really know how things are going to track. It's just kind of a waste of energy, and we are a super small team, so if we're going to do what we want to do here, we can't afford to waste energy. So things like what it'll cost later, we'll make that decision when we get to it, but we want it to be fair. No microtransactions ever, no ads or anything like that. It's going to be just a fair game that provides a lot of value for the dollar. That's the plan.
I don't know if Joseph's in the chat, but we got a new Patreon member. Joseph, thanks for subbing. Appreciate it,
Joseph, man. Thank you. You can find us on patreon.com if you want to check out the options for subscribing. And if you spend $50 over time on Patreon, you get a key for the final release. So it's kind of like buying the game in installments and getting all the versions along the way and just kind of always getting to help test these new things that we're adding to the game. So we'd like to invite more to join if you would like.
We got another announcement we can talk about. I think that's fun. Is that Cam McCall, pro mountain biker, legend in this sport, is officially going to be part of the game. And he's going to be the tutorial agent. So that'll be fun.
And a legend of a human being. He's even more legendary as just a nice dude than he is as a badass rider. He's both, but such a cool dude.
Oh,
we're going to be smart about it, though. We don't want like repetition when it comes to an agent who's speaking. We don't want it to be like you're hearing the same things over and over again, or like you're thinking it's annoying and you want to turn the volume down. We want to do it in a really smart, tasteful way where Cam's a part of it, but it's not over the top.
Yeah, so mostly he'll just be in here doing some voiceover and stuff for the tutorial part of the game, teaching you new stuff. And after you kind of learn the ropes, that'll be the end of it for the most part.
The Tyler of Crankbird says exactly. And we even talked about with Cam about Tyler. Tyler is has a motocross school in Texas, and he is the tutorial agent in Mad Skills Motocross, which is a mobile game that Joe and I are also are on the ownership team of. We've been making Mad Skills games for years. If you are just hanging out with us for the first time and you know those mobile games.
I love this section of trail because a lot of these trails here intersect. So it's fun to see, like someone just jumped over me in front of me, which was really cool to see. But these two trails, Lakeside and Fledging, intersect twice. So it's kind of cool. I'm excited to get more people in these lobbies. Like right now we got 9 people in here, but imagine when there's 100 people and you just like seeing people all over the place. It's going to be fun. MTB.
Al Schlop wants to know what kind of guitar we have, and he's probably asking you, but when you're ready, if you want to answer Al, what kind of guitars you have back there, Joe? I just have an Alvarez acoustic.
I got like a Fender Telecaster player guitar, like a Player Series, made in Mexico thing, and some Gretsch hollow body. I don't know what model it is. But I want to answer MTB JB38. I just subscribed, but the game still says unsubscribe to Patreon. You have to link your Patreon and your Itch accounts. So if you go to Itch and then go to your profile, you can link your Patreon. You have to do that for it to work. We have a video on Patreon. If you go to our Patreon page, there's a pinned section at the top called Start Here First or Read This First. And there's 3 articles in there. One of them is a video tutorial that walks you through step by step everything you have to do. It's not that hard, but so you can check that out or pop in our Discord and one of our mods will definitely help you out. Thanks for subbing.
Austin Sauce has a cool idea. Says, yo, Progress has been sick lately. Any thoughts on stickers on helmets or bikes as a customization option? I love it.
Dude, I love that idea. Be cool too if we did some sort of way where like the community could submit sticker ideas or designs and if they're approved, they could get pulled in.
I promise you this is something we will talk about a bunch of times now in the future. Like this, I think immediately you just planted a seed, Austin. So thank you.
That's a great idea.
I love the individuality and how people can kind of express who they are, and stickers are such a good way to do it.
If you guys have ideas like that and you want us to not forget and actually like get it into our backlog on our Discord, at the very top, there's 2 channels. One's called feedback submission and one's called bug submission. Just follow the rules of the pinned sticky there that you'll see. And you can type it, submit your feedback. So for that, you could say, I want to have stickers in the game that are customizable, customize your blah, blah, blah. And it gets pulled into our backlog system. And other people in Discord can go hit the fire emoji reaction to it. And that'll act as like a vote. And then we can look in our backlog and see who voted for what and how many votes. So we sometimes prioritize what we do based on the votes of the stuff in the backlog. And a lot of times we do, ideas from the community. A lot of the cool stuff in the game is ideas from you guys. Like some days at work when I'm like, what should I do today? I just go look at all your submissions and pick one that I like and work on that.
Rye asks, will it only be bicycles or will you add dirt bikes? We're planning on doing a bunch of bikes. We want to do, downhill bikes, enduro bikes, and there's a bunch of stuff Joe's testing today. BMX bikes eventually we'd like to do, enduro. But no plan for for dirt bikes. I come from moto. That's where I spent most of my career, and we did Mad Skills Motocross and made 3 motocross games. Hodge, our lead developer, was making Chasing the Dream moto. So we've got moto in the blood for sure. But we're making we're making a mountain bike game or a bicycle game here. We'd love to work with Hodge one of these days on his moto game though. When we kind of get this one where we want it to be, and one way or the other help him, whether it's as part of the same team or whether it's just in a friend support mode, one way or the other.
Someone just asked, Crush, why do you keep resetting the same part? I was going for a fast time there in this game. When you're trying to go for a fast leaderboard times, it's all about kind of dialing in your lines and having a perfect run. So if I screw up the run within there's like one specific spot there that is really hard to get. So I just keep restarting until I get it right. That's kind of the name of the game when you're going for leaderboard times. But that's why I came over here.
It's another similarity.
Free ride.
It's another similarity to Mad Skills Motocross because you do the same thing in that game. It's all about laying down good time. So you restart until you have the good run you're looking for.
Here's a good spot.
It'd be different in some event modes, though, I guess. If we're doing race events, there could be times when restarting is not a part of it.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh. Anyway, that spot up there is a good spot for me to kind of demonstrate the new braking physics, because you can't just stop on a dime anymore like you used to. So if you see me slipping and sliding around, that's the new braking stuff. It depends on the angle of the slope. The steeper the slope, the less your brakes are gonna work for you. But it feels really fun, especially on the Wales track. Wales is gnarly now.
Hey, Hodge, Freddie, MTB videographer, is in the TikTok side of things. First of all, Freddie, you should hang out with us on the Discord. I want to know the videographers in the sport.
He's in Discord.
Oh, he is. Okay, good. Also, he says that he's set a decent run on fledging, but he's first with a time of 0.0000. So, Hodge, it looks like we have some sort of a bug on fledging, maybe.
I love in these new trails.
And dirt jumpers.
Yeah, we'll get hardtails, dirt jumpers in. First, we're doing enduro and trail and downhill. But these new trails for Mancraft are more single tracky, kind of foresty vibes. I really like them.
What are you going to work on tomorrow, Joe? How are you going to close this crazy week where you guys got so much done? You don't even know what you want to do tomorrow yet, huh?
I don't. I do want to. So we've gotten a lot of feedback on the different bike types and the balancing of them. So I think what I'll probably do, I'll probably end up doing that today, actually, after the stream, is taking all that feedback and trying to fix the balance of the bikes. Then I probably want to start working on some new trails in this map, and I think I want to work on them specifically for the trail bike. I want to try some trails with climbing, some like tech climbs, and see how it feels. I can actually go demonstrate what I'm talking about, because I just ride some of these trails backwards now, especially with the e-bike. The e-bike's super fun. So I think between the e-bike and the trail bike, some trails that have some climbing in it would be cool. Can't figure it out. Also can't figure out why the video linked the Cranked account with my what? I also can't find the video to link. I can show you.
Gillian, the third person needs a lot of work still. We're working on it, but you're right. We need to improve third person. We know. We're working on it.
Here you go. So you go to the Patreon. Can you see this? TikTok? Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, Meeb says we already have MX bikes, so maybe that's enough. It's true. Like when we started making a mountain bike game, there wasn't one that existed that was kind of like what we thought a mountain bike game should be. Doesn't mean we don't think they were good. They just weren't what we have in mind. The MX bikes is that's pretty badass. It'd be. I mean, I know it's difficult to play, but just as far as the physics are concerned, it's going to be difficult to one up those guys.
MTB JB, this is for you. So if you need, you go to Cranked. At the top, there's a button called Collections. The very first collection is pinned at the top. Says Getting Started. Read first. Click on this. There's 3 things in here. The last one is a video. The first one is the itch.io link. So you could always just click this link, and then what you have to do, you click this one, and then when you're in itch, you need to go up to here. Like there's a way for you to go to your settings. I don't want to click it because I don't know what it's going to show. But you go to your settings, your profile, and then there's connections there. But the video on how to do it, go to the Patreon page, go to collections at the top, click on Getting Started, read first, click on the video on the third one, watch the video, boom, you're in.
Let's see, Freddie showed a screenshot of the all zeros at the top of the leaderboard on the Discord as well, so.
Killian, your take on the bike game scene is insanely good and captures real physics with understandable play. Thank you. That was our goal. And we're still tweaking things, you know? Nothing's perfect yet. We'll get there.
Emma Rose is answering all kinds of questions on TikTok. Thanks so much, Emma. She knows what's up. She does these things with us every week and keeps up with our dev and knows what we've got going on, so. Much appreciate the assistance, Emma.
And she's in the industry herself, so she knows what's up.
Yep, a developer also.
Ooh, a couple line choices here.
Yeah, that's fine.
The new traction stuff for me is just makes the game way more fun. You slip around a little, you know, but it's controllable. Like it's not out of control slip. It's fun. It's get the bike a little loose, just like in real life, you know. In real life, you're kind of having fun sliding around, getting loose, especially on like loamers and stuff.
At some point today,
Flick.
Joe, show that plank roller, that plank roller coaster that we were talking about on that Atherton video last night. It's so dope. We should throw that up on the screen at some point today.
Oh, like the actual video?
Yeah, like because you were talking, you'd like to ultimately recreate it in the game, and I agree. So it'd be kind of cool to look at the real thing. It's at the very beginning of the video, and it's super cool. Gavin says, make it free. There's a free playtest right now, and it's super deep. You can go play and get all kinds of gameplay in for free there. But the regular game won't be free. We got to stay in business, man. And we're not going to do microtransactions or anything like that. So we're going to have to charge some money so we can, not lose our asses and stay in business. But it'll be fair.
I have fun now just riding like I would be at a bike park, like, go to the bottom. Hey, what's up, dude? Who's this guy? Follow me. I can't wait for voice chat because I can say stuff like that. Someone's over there. We got 11 people in here, but look at this. Now you can go to the lifts. We don't have animations or anything on them yet, but still fun to just take them up. Oh, who do we got here? Let's follow this guy. See, the game feels more alive now. Even only 11 people in here, like you see people around. It's more fun.
I'm going to answer the white parrot who asks about tricks. I'll kind of take that one. Emma, he asked you directly, but I think other people listening might like to hear. You can do anything you can do right now with physics. Everything's physics-based. There's no canned animations in the game. If you whip, it's because you're using the physics to whip. It's just so much more fun. It's so much better than animated whips in our view. Of course, if we want to do certain types of other tricks down the line, we would have to have animations of some kind. But we have a pretty good idea how we want to do that if we get to it. It's not really a part of 1.0 release, and it's not. I don't think it's officially on the roadmap at this point, other than something we think we will get to. But initially, yeah, it's just the stuff you can do in tricks with physics. Jonathan wants to know about weather features in the future, like rain affecting traction, etc. Joe, I hand that one to you.
Yeah, we'd like to do it. We've talked about it, but not high priority. We've kind of, one thing I think we're pretty good at is prioritizing what's most important, and weather's kind of a cherry on top type of feature that'll come later. But we've got the systems in place to have different, see you later. The systems in place to like tweak the ground physics, so it'll be pretty easy to make mud and other things once we do have weather.
That was like Asa Fermet passing that dude from Pink Bike on that video I sent you the other day, Joe. Where Asa gave him that big like a 40-second head start and was like, all right, I'm coming for you. That was fun. I enjoyed it.
So did I.
Jacob wants to know if in the future you might be able to soften or stiffen suspension, Joe.
Modders probably will be able to adjust physics in their maps. I don't think we're going to allow like anyone to just kind of tweak bikes. I kind of like when everyone's on a level playing field. So we'll have different bike classes, and all those bike classes will have different suspension, braking, all kinds of different attributes. They all feel different, which is what we're testing right now, actually. Yeah, we don't really have plans to have like a tuning system or anything like that. Mostly as a gameplay decision, like a design decision. I'm not super into it. But maybe it'll come later. I'm open to it. But we're a small team and we gotta keep the scope down. So for 1.0, we won't be doing that.
Rory wants to know why make it more cartoonish and not more realistic with visuals? That's Rory's question.
A few reasons. One, it's a creative decision. I think myself and the whole team, our artist Maggie, and all of us much prefer the look of stylized graphics. I think realistic graphics are boring, and so many other games do it. And I live in reality, and I see realistic graphics with my own eyeballs every day. And sometimes I want to see some creative freedom to do things differently and have some uniqueness, but also because we want this game to run on make it as accessible as possible and let it run on as many types of hardware as we can. And with more stylized stuff, it's easier to like turn the graphics down, have lower lower end graphics and make it playable for more people.
Also, we're a super small team with a very limited self-funded budget. So, going really, really realistic graphics wise, it's difficult to pull that off. You can go all out graphics wise, and the rest of the game's not as good as it should be, and it bites you. So we kind of decided to focus on gameplay, make sure it's good, and make it accessible, and do what our team can manage to do, and do it as well as we can.
All right, I'm on the e-bike. I know it doesn't look different, like I said earlier. We're testing different bike physics, but we haven't put the other bike models in the game yet. We will. But what I want to do here is go to where this trail breaks. I guess we could go right here. And then I want to take it up. We got the e-bike. Let's see. I think I need to make... Yeah, see, I think we need to make... I mean, this is pretty ridiculously steep. But I need low-end torque a little higher. That's probably too steep, but... Let's go find another trail to try to get up.
This is the e-bike?
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, that was crazy.
Oh, you lived.
We also
you survived.
Yeah, we accidentally turned up the crash resistance too high this build. So right now it's like you don't crash very often. But that'll get changed. Hodge and I both turned it up and didn't realize we both did it, and they kind of compounded. So this version's very forgiving. Jonathan says, physics over graphics always for me anyway. Heck, I'd even play a game in black and white if it feels good. Yeah, exactly. So that's why we focus so heavily on physics. The graphics you see here are like 10%, maybe less of where we want them to be. They're very basic, and Maggie has barely started getting in here. Like all these textures will be replaced. Even the demo map, which we kind of thought was how the game was going to look, like she's wanting to change textures and trees and all kinds of stuff. So I think things are going to change quite a bit. Yeah, we need more torque on this bike, this e-bike.
Florida Life, how can you play the demo? You can play the free playtest just by going to Steam. Super easy. There's a request playtest button. Hit it. You don't have to wait. You'll get the game right away. You can play it immediately. If you want to play the open world map, you need to subscribe to us on Patreon with a paid subscription. It's one of the ways we're funding the game. But the playtest that's free on Steam is got tons of trails. It's super fun. You'll know what you think of the game when you play the playtest. And if you want to do the Patreon afterward, cool.
If you guys are on the Patreon build this week, and you want to help us test these new bike types, the numbers on your keyboard 1, 2, 3, and 4 will change the bikes, and it'll tell you in the bottom left when you do change it, whether you're on trail, enduro, downhill, or e-bike. So please test them out. Give us your feedback on how you think they feel, if what needs to be tweaked. And then I'm going to spend probably today, tomorrow, tweaking those physics, and we'll probably do another update next week with some tweaks. You guys,
Minty
feedback?
says these graphics allow him to play on a 7-year-old laptop, which is good.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, there's another line over there. Oh yeah, I've hit that one before. But here's where I like the braking. Like I know coming up here is like a crazy rock drop, so I'm going to slow down early ahead of time because the braking's only so good now. So I need to prepare for this. See? So now you can come to a stop, but you got to think about it. Before you could just kind of send stuff anywhere, and then as soon as you see something crazy, you'd be like, slam on the brakes. Now you kind of got to plan out your run. You got to think about things. Ooh, can we get the gap? Yeah, that was sick.
Nice,
nice. The rest of this.
Yeah, you're rolling.
Oh, I screwed it up.
Resting. Can you play on a MacBook? Yeah, I have many times. And there are graphic settings. If you are trying to run the highest settings and it's not doing great on your MacBook, you can dial it down a little bit. The better ones are obviously going to run it better, but I was running it on an M3. No, an M2 from a few years old. MacBook Pro M2, and it was running pretty decently.
Trying to gather everyone in here on a one trail so we can have some fun with multiplayer.
Nice.
Trail to the right of Red Light Pledge. All right. Trail to the right of Red Light Pledge. We go to Red Light Pledge. We'll crash. Back it out over here. Skirt. Throw a marker down. Exit race mode. And let's have some fun. I think I'm on the trail bike, so this thing should be really flippy and spinny. don't know if trail bike.
Psycho wants to know
Go ahead.
thoughts on hardtails. You know, I gotta say, I'm new to riding mountain bikes. Motorcycle guy before and mountain bikes now, but everything I've ridden on any trail in my life has had full suspension, so I can't answer the question. Joe, what's your take on hardtail?
I like hardtails. I started on a hardtail for a long time. We'll put a hardtail in the game most likely, especially a dirt jumper. But yeah, I'm down with hardtails. I don't discriminate. I like all the bikes.
Alaska wants to know how to play multiplayer.
You get the Patreon build. Once you download the Patreon build from the main menu, there's an option called multiplayer. Just go in there and boom, you're in multiplayer. Easy.
Preston is curious about the difference between cranked and descenders. If you feel like taking that one.
Pretty much everything other than their bicycle games, and they're made in Unity. But the feel is very different. Our goals are different. We have a heavy emphasis on racing. We don't have any procedurally generated levels. They're all handmade. It's open world. We're partnered with a lot of real bike brands. We're a team of real riders, unlike Descenders. We care about the sport, and we want this game to feel authentic to the sport. Not necessarily going for hyper-realistic, but it should feel like you're on a mountain bike and you're riding a mountain bike on mountain bike style trails. I mean, pretty much everything's different. But if you want to try the free play test, you can see physics, because physics is the biggest differentiator, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I want to know. I'd like to get your take on what's different or what's the same if you actually play the free play test. So if you do that, let us know. Maybe come over to our Discord and say, hey, I was that dude on TikTok who asked about Descenders, and then let us know what you think. Be cool. That's a cool gap.
You can tilt the bike in the air, which you can't do in Descenders, so it's really fun to like get playful and jump into berms and stuff like that. It's like one of the big differences in the physics. Oh, that was close. OJ? No, I think we're good. Get online. Come on. That grass might have slowed me down. Any action over there in the red app, Brian? Anything we need to address?
Oh, Country Boy says loves the game so much. When he was playing the test, nice, man. Thanks, you very
Country
much.
Boy. You want to know my nickname here? Richie, if you guys know the shirt I'm wearing. Rad Dog Bikes is the local bike shop owned by Richie, one of my best friends. And the bike shop in the game will be Rad Dog Bike Shop, and we're trying to get Richie in the game as well. Anyway, when I first met him 15 or more years ago at a bike shop, we were introducing ourselves, and he's like, "Where are you from?" And we're in Texas. This was in Texas, and I was like, "I'm from Chicago." He's like, "Oh, the country," and he's like, "We're gonna call you Country," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" They're like, "Yeah, dude, that's out in the country," and I'm like, "Chicago's like a big city, and so that nickname sticked, and still all those dudes who know me from back then all call me Country, which I think is hilarious.
Country Joe, really?
Just Country.
All
They
right.
just call me Country.
Country?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but I'm kind of maybe I'll try to see if I can pick up on that a little bit. I like it kind of. Jack says, "Is your bike meant to be an Atherton?" No, this bike is not Atherton. This bike is Frameworks, and it isn't meant to be that. It is that. We're working with Frameworks. We got all their art files. They're the first bike we put in the game. Not every component, obviously, is the same as the components you would find on one of the real bikes, but the frame and lots of this bike is super close to the real thing. It's also a wildly cool bike.
I just realized I need a slow drone mode. I sped up the drone, so I used to be able to do these really nice, like, spin around things. That's not so bad. But now it's so fast that it's like, ah! So I might need, like, a button I can hold down, and then it, like, decreases the speed by, like, a quarter or something. To do, like, some other stuff. I don't know.
What, did Maggie get some new art in the game this weekend? Then she was working some on the trees, right? But anything else that she got into any of the builds this week?
I know she's working on the Rad Dog Bike Shop. It hasn't been added to a build yet. I think she's also working on, the chairlift she popped in here, but I know she's like wanting to redo the textures of the chairlifts because the chairlifts were an asset we picked up. So she wants to retexture them. I think she's been working on that, but the retexturing is not in here yet. And she's working on getting new textures for the ground. So we've got this artist who's really good that we bought a bunch of textures, and she's going to be tweaking those to fit our style a little bit better and pulling those in. So she's kind of been doing a lot of prep work behind the scenes, getting ready for a bunch of stuff to change in the scene. Wonder if Maggie's watching. Probably not, but if you are, Maggie, what up? Where's the bike shop going to be? That's a good question. Go. What do you guys think? I mean, it's going to be down at the bottom somewhere. But if you have specific ideas, let us know where. It might be on that peninsula. So there's a peninsula down there that has the main lift. The drone's a little faster. This shouldn't take too long. I don't know. We want it to be accessible and easy to get to because that's where you're going to customize. We'll probably make it so you can just fast travel there anyway, so it probably won't really matter. But I think my idea is that it'd be fun if this road right here has a bunch of shops and it's kind of like the town square and the bike shops in here, Aaron's Cafe's in here, whatever else. And it kind of leads over to the main gondola, which is going to be the last lift you unlock in the game. So that's my plan, but we'll see. Things might change. Somewhere at the base, though. Could be over here.
What bikes we got in real life? I have a Specialized Levo e-bike. Joe, what are you riding?
I've got a Huffy Supreme XL336 from Walmart. I think it's pretty good. No, Santa Cruz Bronson.
Did you just make up all that?
Yeah, I made it all up, man. Now I got a Santa Cruz Bronson, and I've got a Trek Crockett, which is like a gravel bike kind of deal, cyclocross bike. And then I've got an S&M kind of custom built BMX bike. Mostly S&M and Odyssey parts. And looking to get an e-bike soon.
Word.
I don't know if it'll be a Mondraker Crafty or if I might try picking up that new Atherton e-bike when it comes out.
When's that coming out, Joe?
I think pre-orders are live, and I think if you got in on one of the early pre-orders, I think you're supposed to get it. Is it this month or next month? Like sometime soon.
No Name says FPV drone for spectating or content creation. I'll let you take that one, Joe.
You mean like this? I mean, we have this drone. It's not full like FPV sim or anything, but I do want to put an FPV drone sim in. But yeah, we do have drone. You can fly around and follow people, get clips. Do a cash roll on the trail bike for us to judge. Okay. Someone asked, you should, can you skid? We just added a Scandi flick. So like, yeah, if you do both sticks and brake, you know, you can really kick the back end out. Depending on the surface you're on, depending on how fast you're going, it'll change. But yes, you can skid. See if I can do a cash roll.
Clappin says, seems really similar to Mavericks, but still different. I mean, it's similar in that it's a mountain bike game, but they're just so different. They approach, our physics are a very, very different approach. Very different approach. Really, the whole way we approach making a game is quite different than the way they do.
Feels nothing like Mavericks.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. Their graphics are more realistic. They're trying to do, their graphics very, very different approach to us. It's, there are microtransactions in that game. There's no microtransactions in this game. They've built out a really big meta game and progress system that's going to be quite different than anything we do. So, I mean, I think other than the fact that it's a mountain bike game and that they're both sort of rooted in the real sport, which is another similarity, I suppose. I would say they're very different, I think. But if you haven't played it, try it. There's a free playtest on Steam. You can check it out. If you play them both, let us know what you think. Let us know if you think they are more similar than I think, or if you think they're as different as I feel as they are, or something else.
Trying to get this cash roll. Boost this high. Oh, here we go. Now we got speed. Boom. Ah. It's close. We're going to get it. Someone get a clip of this. Drone view or something. I got to boost this. Come in steep. Oh, that's too boosty. There we go. Boom. Cash roll. Should we try it now? Let's try it now in third person. I don't know if I can do a cash roll in third person, but we're going to try.
Yeah, Clappins, I hear you, man. I think that we are both going for a form of realism. I think our form of realism, we have a different idea what that means than Mavericks does, but I agree with you on that for sure. And stoked to hear you want to try it, so give it a shot. Free on Steam, man. Just search for Cranked and hit the request playtest button. You can play it right now for free. See what you think.
I think the difference in our style of going for realism is that, you know, based on what I've heard him talk about, is he really wants something like almost sim-like, front and rear brake and all this kind of stuff. I don't necessarily want to like recreate real life in a video game. I want to simulate what it really feels like to ride, which are two different things. So we're not trying to have like a physics simulation that's 1-for-1 for real world. Trying to just simulate what it's like to ride a bike at a bike park with your buddies and have realistic looking trails and the vibe of different trails, single track, flow trails like this, jump trails, everything, you know. And you need to have good tech and gnarly stuff and replicas that feel real, like the actual replica. You know, there's so many games that have done these replicas, and I'm like, I don't like Riders Republic. You know, you play Hardline in that, and it's unrecognizable. So, you know, that's where our realism comes from, is trying to make it feel like real riding.
Lane asks, how do I play this? You can play it right now. Steam. Just go search for Cranked and hit the request playtest button, and you can download the playtest and play it now. Or subscribe to our Patreon if you want to have the full open world map that we're working on. All the bikes and all that stuff. That's in the Patreon version.
This is a trail bike I'm on, so it's very twitchy. Obviously, it looks like a downhill, guys. We don't have the models in. I'll keep repeating that. But the cash rolls on this thing are fun. Look at this. It's just like you can just throw this thing around like mad.
4K is a little confused about what you mean by realism. He says, so you're saying realism as in how the bike rides, or like what? I'm confused. So do you ride 4K in real life? That's my first question for you, and then I'll let Joe take it over.
Yeah, like, you know, like iRacing, for an example, is a hardcore simulator where they're simulating everything. They're simulating tires and tire pressure and grip and suspension and water, and like they're trying to actually like remake real world physics and put it into a video game. That's different than trying to make a video game that gives you the same sensations and feelings of the thing you do in real life. When I go ride my bike and I'm flowing and I'm hopping around and I'm jumping and I'm scrubbing and whipping, I don't really scrub and whip, but I can pretend, you know, and I'm doing all those things and wheeling and those feelings I get and the way it feels to do it, I want to replicate in this game. But that doesn't mean that our physics is simulated 1-for-1 with real life and all of it's like real world physics. It just means that we've created a physics model that allows the player to take this device, which is a controller, which is much different than a bicycle, and get the same sensations that they're on a bike with their hand on a controller. You know, I think it's different when you're talking about car racing simulations, because you can buy like wheels and pedals and your inputs can be the exact same as a car. So that makes it a little bit easier to simulate. Not saying it's easy. Like stuff like iRacing's done is incredibly difficult, but it makes it easier. It's hard to simulate a bike sim on a controller. Like, how do you simulate everything a rider does, everything they do with their body, their legs, their center of gravity, you know, the pedals, the hands? Like, you do so many things, hundreds of little micro movements every second on a mountain bike. How do you simulate that with 2 sticks and 2 triggers? You know, you can't have like a 1-for-1 physics simulation of that. You've got to fake some stuff. You've got to do some assists. You've got to help the player out. But the overall feel and sensation is there, if that makes any sense. Maybe I'm just rambling.
Oh, also 4K. Joe kind of alluded to this too, but it's not even just like simulating what it feels like when we ride, but it's more like simulating what we think it would feel like if you're Asa Vermette riding, like what it feels like to be the fastest people in the world. We want to kind of simulate that feeling. Being able to just kind of cruise so fast over tech sections and hit massive gaps that most of us couldn't hit in real life. Kind of going for that.
Yeah, that you know, when people ask me like, why did I make this game, or why are we making this game? Like, why did I want to make this game? It was exactly what Brian just said. Like, I watched these I've been riding bikes my whole life. I've never been a pro. I'll never be a pro. I'll never be as good as those guys, and that's a reality. But I watch them, and it looks fun, and I can imagine what it feels like. And in my head, I know what it feels like. And I wanted to recreate a game that allowed anyone to kind of feel like what I think those guys are feeling when they're doing the stuff they're doing. So that was kind of the motivation for this game. Is like, I can get on here and just throw some crazy stuff, and everyone feels like a pro. The skill gap is still massive. Like, if we go look at the leaderboards, they just got reset, so it's hard to see. But I mean, you'll see top times that are seconds apart from each other because the skill gap is huge. But everyone can hop in here, have fun, and kind of feel like a badass.
And I'll just kind of finish at 4K by saying, if you try it, if you get the free playtest on Steam and you play it as a real rider, I'd like to know what you think. If you feel like it, you understand what we're getting at more when you play it, or if you're not getting it still and you're looking for something different, and be curious to get your take on it if you try. Hey, Joe, I'll be back in a sec, man. You're on your own for a minute.
Yep. Game's called Cranked. I'm not yapping. I'm just answering people's questions, but it's a little yappy. I'm a little yappy, you know what I'm saying? You can ignore the weird camera because Brian popped out, but yeah, it is the title of the TikTok channel. Why put banners? Why not put banners on the course that companies can pay? Yeah, we will put banners. We probably are not going to like do ones that companies pay for. It's actually the mountain bike industry is kind of broke right now and not in a great state. So there would probably be very few companies that would even have the money to pay us to put stuff in the game. But we like to partner with brands. So like, you know, we've got a partnership with Frameworks. They didn't pay us. We didn't pay them, but we try to help each other out. So maybe, you know, once we get the time and the resources, we'll throw some Frameworks banners up, and other bike companies that we get in the game, like maybe Atherton, throw their banners up, or, you know, we've got a gear brand we're partnering with, their banners can go around. So yeah, we're definitely going to be partnering with a lot of real brands. That's one thing that'll also differentiate us from games like Descenders is we're huge, like we're in the mountain bike community ourselves. We know a lot of these brands, a lot of these companies. We've been riding our whole lives, so we're trying to pull in as much real world stuff as we can. Will the physics update be on the Steam version also? Yeah, eventually. The Patreon members get it first. They get to help test it and give us feedback, and then we'll go dial it in. And after it's kind of dialed in, then we'll push all the physics updates to the playtest. You won't get the bike types. Like, it's always just going to be the downhill bike in there, and we're not going to add any new trails or anything. But all, like the slip, the grip physics, the braking physics, all those physics that have recently changed, the playtest will get those eventually. Dude, cash rolls on this thing, or my version of a cash roll. Love it. See if I can do one of those like 720 things. Not a, what do they call them? Like a cork 720. I always feel like they just are like, I did not do it at all. Never mind. What up, Estes? We got 11 of us all here sessioning. If you guys want to move to another location, just tell me in game chat and we'll move to another location. Joe broke all your records. Dude, I didn't break anything. What is your opinion about MX bikes? It is a reference for developing the game, and are you looking for something different physics like? B Rubio, great question. We love MX bikes. Hodge, our main programmer, has like thousands and thousands of hours in MX bikes. He's a huge motocross junkie. Brian comes from motocross. So yeah, we all love MX bikes. MX bikes is a huge inspiration for us in some aspects, and let me explain which ones. Camera movement and stuff like that. We were definitely taking inspiration from MX bikes. I've told I've told like Hodge and Zach and the other people on the project from the beginning that I kind of wanted the physics in this game to feel like what it feels like if you're really good at MX bikes. I didn't want the learning curve. I didn't want people to have to spend 100 hours to like do a lap without crashing. I don't think riding a real bicycle is hard. So like the basics of getting on the bicycle shouldn't be hard. Just like going down the mountain should be easy. The hard part should become from finding the lines, getting a good run put together, learning all the intricacies of the physics. So yeah, so it's got a similar vibe to MX bikes. The controls are kind of similar. The free physics, the way you like whip and scrub, it's all free physics based. But take away a little bit of the learning curve. Like pretend like you've played MX bikes for 500 hours and you're kind of starting at that position. That's just my opinion. Other people have said it feels like a MX bikes and Descenders had a baby or something like that. So, it's not as simmy as MX bikes. Oh, come on. Get over there. Nope. I want to try to get a run down the whole line. I haven't done that yet for you guys. Let's see if we can make it happen. One downhill, two. Oh, yeah.
Good to see you, Suit.
Suit, I want to see you get some top times. Maybe not on the downhill bike. See if you can. Or maybe the downhill bike's OP and we need to tweak it.
I think we've clarified that his name is really more like Sutton, but Joe, I think we're just going to call him Sutton forever.
Yeah, it's fine.
I need 2 T's, brother. That would make me feel like it was Sutton if there were 2 T's. That's my issue.
Also, for any of you guys watching, any of you could play this right now. $5, you can hop on Patreon, hop in this multiplayer server with us. We've got 12 people in here playing right now. You could be one. $5 over on Patreon.
And realize also we're pre-alpha. You know, we're not even 300 days into well, no, we're over 300 days, but not much over 300 days into the development of this game. And we just released it early, so you see Cranked a lot earlier than you would see any of the other mountain bike games that launched, you know, after a full development cycle.
Fun little tip is actually that if you're not in race mode, you can switch bikes at any time. It won't be like that in the full version, but why we tested is, so if you're on a run and like half of the run you want to do downhill, hit the 1 button. If you want to switch, just like hit one of the number keys and boom, you'll switch.
Oof.
It's the idea to keep this game low poly or rebuild in newest Unreal Engine. We don't use Unreal Engine, we're using Unity. But yeah, we're keeping a stylized graphics approach. These are very basic and it'll get changed a lot from what you see now. But we're not going for realistic graphics. We want stylized. Warm, cozy, colorful. That's kind of the vibe we're going for.
Willis, yeah, we have real brands. At least one in the game right now. Frameworks is the first bike in the game. If you're a mountain biker, I'm sure you know what they are. And we've got our first gear brand. It's a biggie. Is going to be in very soon. And then soon after that, we'll have the next bike. You know, it's funny. Speaking of which, not that it's necessarily related in any way, but I had dinner with Greg Fox last night. One of the original, one of the guys from the Fox Racing family. When I was in motocross in the early days, he and his brother were running Fox Racing before the family sold it, I think 7 years ago. So it's cool having dinner with him last night. Very, very cool guy. And Adam Barker, too. If anybody hears from is moto and is a little bit older, you'll know Fresno Smooth. So I had dinner last night with the guy who wrote and produced and I think directed Fresno Smooth. He and Greg Fox worked on that together too back in the day. So super cool dinner last night. And Davey Coombs too from Racer X. It was a cool night.
Graham Malum, I think that was the name, asked if we could put e-bikes in the game. We're testing an e-bike right now, so if you get the game now on Patreon, hit 4 on your keyboard, it'll pop you on the e-bike. It doesn't look different, but it feels different. We'll get the new bike models in here eventually, but we're testing 4 different bike types. We've got downhill, enduro, trail, and e-bike.
When's the next Crank t-shirt collab? It's very close. I'm waiting on a sort of a yes from somebody. It's very close. But I have a plan to kind of ramp that up, Aaron, in a proper way to where we're having new Crank collabs on a schedule. I'm kind of working on the details of that. That's one of the things I was able to spend some time on this week finally after having really 6 weeks of gnarly professional stuff I had to do. So we'll get Crank collabs kicking again very soon.
I want to switch trails. What trails is everyone on? Uh-oh.
Minty thinks the tree sway could still be turned down a little smidge.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I've turned it down yet. I keep meaning to, and I keep forgetting. It's a little too breezy up in here. There we go. I finally made it through. Some of the flow trails are hard to...
If y'all are hanging out on TikTok and you're not following us and you feel like it, please consider it. We're a small indie team, self-funded. We put all the money we had available in to build this game, and we're trying to do it the best we can. We're making all of our decisions based on what we think is the right thing to do. And we're really trying to answer any question anybody asks us and make sure we are just 100% honest about everything at all times. I call it radical candor. It's just a refreshing way to work, and it's fun making every decision based on quality, and that's it. That's kind of the whole approach that we're taking. So if that sounds interesting to you at all, and also if it matters that we're actually from the action sports industry and I've been making video games for a long time, Mad Skills Motocross and BMX and all that kind of stuff. If any of that sounds interesting, consider wish listing on Steam or following us on TikTok or the Red app or anything like that. Anything to add to that little spiel, Joe?
Nope. We'd love your support, though. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we would.
Appreciate you.
I mean, you can play the free playtest right now on Steam, too, and there are many players who have well over 100 hours just on the trails and the free playtest map. There's so much depth, and if you're the type of person who likes sort of climbing the leaderboards, there's even more depth. So, check it out. Just search for Cranked on Steam and hit the request playtest button, and it is yours instantly.
I will add that who we got here, a little wheelie off. We really take people's feedback. The reason we're making this thing in the open isn't like it's because we want people's feedback and we know that you guys can help make the game better. So if you want to get involved and help make the game better, open invitation, get involved. Oh, where
4K's
you
been hanging
from?
with us this whole time, Joe, and it seemed like he was pumped that we were the OG crew from Mad Skills Motocross too.
Nice.
So 4K, man, hang out, dude. Join the Discord. Give us a shot. See what you think of Cranked. It's super good. There are lots of elements of this game that feel Mad Skillsy, like the whole restarting thing, especially when you're trying to dial a track in. Very similar dynamic in this game. You can tell Mad Skills guys made this game when you play it, I think.
Benny boy, will the graphics get better? Yeah, these are Cedric and I are just kind of blocking out the trails on this map, and then once we get done, Maggie's gonna come in and start redoing all the art and making it look prettier. We're gonna stick with stylized though, but yeah, they'll get a lot better.
Tyler Hedden says the game's sick. Thanks, brother. Stoked to have you playing it and loving it, man.
Ooh, transfer line here. I've never done it this way. Nope, that did not work.
Captain
What
Jackson.
the heck was that?
Captain Jackson, no.
All right, what trail are we going on, guys? Where are we at?
We don't know about the e-bike yet, Will. We're not sure what we'll do with the e-bike. We're just testing values right now and what it feels like. But as far as a real-world brand to associate with it, we're not sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh.
Starts with an A and ends with 13.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you had attached that to the e-bike already. There you go. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Or things just develop so quickly in this damn game that if you take your eye off the ball for a few seconds, then you miss something.
Grass on Death Grip. Are we going Death Grip? Let's go Death Grip. I think I'm going to go downhill on the Death Grip. Someone popped in, said Descenders is better. Have you tried Cranked? Try Crank first if you haven't. Let me know. Especially if you're into real riding, tech riding, stuff like this, rocks, roots. So it's one area all the other mountain bike games lack is rough terrain. And the kind of mountain bike.
But if you have played Cranked, let us know specifically what it is that you're not digging. Like what is it about Descenders that you like better than Cranked? Some games will just be for other people, man. I mean, you can't make something that everybody's going to be into. It's just not possible.
Holden Welch says that we suck at reading TikTok chat. So there you go. I just read TikTok chat. Yeah. It's hard to play and read at the same time for me. But, we also try to answer questions. But at the same time, with TikTok, people ask the same question 45 times a minute. We're also streaming on YouTube to our regulars. So, we don't want them to be bored hearing the same answer 55 times.
I'm still going to answer him right now, though, because he has asked this question a number of times. We've answered it a couple times already today, but let's do it again. Will we be on console? Yeah, that's the plan. We're starting on PC at first. Small team, and we want to get this right initially. But once we kind of release 1.0, we're going to focus on console. We haven't really done the work. That was cool. The work to know exactly what consoles or how we're going to prioritize that type of stuff. We haven't gotten to, but we all feel like this is a natural console game. It's definitely controller first and more fun that way for most of us. So yeah, we're pumped about console and think it's a big part of the plan for sure.
Swift asked if we could do a free play test. We already got one. It's up live right now on Steam. Go over there and hit the button. Everyone's
and please
accepted.
Wish list while you're there.
The Steam playtest hasn't been updated in a bit, but we'll update the physics here shortly, probably in the next week or two or so.
Something I wonder is like, how do wish lists change based on these weekly live streams we do, Joe? I'm gonna see if I can get the answer to that question real quick.
There's usually a little spike on live stream days. Third person would be sick. Boom. It needs a lot of work, which is why you won't see me riding in it a lot right now. But yeah, we do have third person. And you can customize it. You can change FOV and some other stuff. But yeah, we're going to start working. We're on multiplayer right now. After multiplayer, we want to get modding kind of cooked up and ready. And then we'll go back to third person stuff and fixing that up. Oh no. Oh, that was not good. I feel like the chat messages should stay longer, Hodge. Or, yeah, I don't know. Or setting to, see how long it stays. I feel like sometimes when you're on a run, you see a message, but you're like, I'll look at it in a second when I get to, a straightaway. And then when you're there, it's gone. I know you can open it back up, but... This rock garden's gnarly. Some of you guys are so fast at this trail, I'm not. We're going to get brake lever movement? Yes, eventually we'll do brake lever movement. I think? No, it doesn't exist yet. Yeah, we will. I do mountain biking in real life, not competitive with this game. Sounds fun. Thanks, dude. Check it out. Free Steam playtest. Crank looks a lot more advanced than Descenders, but I think people are off by the graphics. Yeah, graphics are a personal preference type thing. A lot of people might not like what we're going for, but we're also less than a year into development, and most of our time has been spent on physics. So graphics is one of those things that'll come later. As Cam McCall said, his friend told him, graphics are like a bodybuilder. You know, you spend all that time getting that body good, and then right before the contest, you get that spray tan. So, you know, we'll get that spray tan right before this game launches. Graphics are easier to do than good physics. There's a horrible time on Death Grip. I'll show you guys the leaderboard. I'm sitting in 7th with the 228. Leon, also known as Duck in our Discord, I believe, sitting up at a 2 flat. So I've got 28 seconds to try to shed. Will the open world be available without joining the Patreon? The plan is that the first zone of the open world will become the demo. So if you don't join the Patreon when the game fully releases, we'll end up shutting the Patreon down. And then there will be a free demo on Steam, and that will be the first area of the open world, which is probably going to end up being like 8 or so trails. And you can play that section for free as much as you want, and you just won't have access to the rest of the mountain unless you buy the full game. That was
Holden Welch. You're welcome, brother. And you have the same last name Joe has. You're both Welches.
Dude, Welch is the best, man. Did your dad always say lame things like, last name's Welch, like the grape juice? Because my dad always did. It drove me nuts.
That's fun. That looks so fun.
It is. These berms are just amazing, especially if you catch them right.
Yeah. So what's up next, Joe? What are some of the things that doesn't have to be tomorrow, but what are some of the things you really want to focus on in the near term, would you say?
I want to get these bike types dialed in. And I think once the bike types are dialed in, I was really trying to prioritize the stuff that has to do with level design. So Cedric and I can really finish the map. So we needed the different physics attributes for the terrain types. We just did that. We needed the different bike types so we can design trails specifically built for certain types of bikes. Like I want to make some trails for trail bikes, the e-bike, etc. So now that we have the bike types in, once we get those dialed, then Cedric and I can kind of just go nuts and start making different trails, different styles with different physical attributes and such. So I'm looking forward to that. Also looking forward to starting to get like the core loop stuff going. Like we're going to get the tutorial in there. We're going to start getting the challenges. You know, the way the game's going to work is there's 5 lifts in the game, plus we'll have 2 trucks that can shuttle you up. And each one is kind of like, it's part of the progression system where each zone has a bunch of challenges and you get a lift ticket for the first zone. And on the lift ticket it tells you all the different challenges you got. And as you complete the challenges, once you complete a certain amount of them, you can go to the lift office, get a new ticket for the next lift, and unlock more of the mountain. So I'm excited to start working on that whole process and get the challenges in there, get the lifts animated and working, and get the ski, you know, like the park passes with all the UI and all that kind of good stuff is what I'm looking forward to. And Hodge is looking forward to getting modding done in third person.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be working in conjunction now. And we're moving fast. Like, things sped up a lot recently. So I think you guys will see a lot of changes coming down the pipe in the next... Every week, there's going to be big updates.
Joe, we're averaging about, and this is for everybody else on TikTok if you're listening, we're averaging about 25 wish lists every time we do these streams. And we got 5 the Thursday 2 weeks ago where we didn't stream. So it seems like the days that we're actually streaming, we're getting about 5 times as many wish lists as we would on the other days. So if y'all are not wish listing us on Steam, consider doing that. Super free. And while you're there, you can get the also super free playtest. It's the super free playtest. Like it doesn't cost even 1 penny.
I guess it costs hardware space, but what is that?
That's somebody else charging. That's not us. In a way. I
think it's like 3 gigs, so it's pretty cheap. Probably pennies.
Nice. Gregory wishlisted. Thank you, brother. Thank you for wishlisting. If there's anybody hanging out with us on the Red app and you haven't wishlisted, first of all, like, what's up? Second of all, please do.
Oh, get there.
Boom.
Pump, come on. People ask if we have pumping. We don't have an artificial pumping mechanic like other games. But, like the action of trying to downside a thing, jump over a roller, all of what you know as pumping just kind of comes naturally in this game. If you just ride like you do in real life, you're going to be faster and smoother.
Nice. JJ Stafford. Game name is called Cranked, and you'll find it on Steam. And it's easy to get the playtest. You'll see a request playtest button there. After you wish list, just hit the request playtest button and you'll get it immediately. There's no like approval period. You don't have to wait. You'll just get it right away. So you can be playing this thing in a few minutes from now if you want to try it.
Playtesting now. Thanks, Frag.
Nice. Thank you, Frag.
Frag you.
Thank you, brother.
Man, I can't clear that thing. Says it's only 1.98 gigs on Steam. There you go. Boom. Playtest is 1.98 gigs.
Right. We got a follow from Kai. What's up, Kai? Thank you, man.
Bernie's got a good question.
Anybody's feeling like following? Go for it.
What's the biggest debate the team got in Daring Development? I would say early on the biggest debate was 1-stick or 2-stick controls. I really wanted 2-stick. And Zach, our programmer, really wanted 1-stick, and that was kind of a big debate. And in the end, I won, and we got 2 sticks. And I think he came around in the end and decided 2 sticks was the right choice. So that was a big debate.
It's a great question, though.
What other debates have we had? Hodge and chat, you got any that we've had? Or art style was obviously a little bit of a debate, but we were all kind of on the same page from the beginning. We kind of wanted like this Firewatch-esque kind of artsy, vibey, warm, cozy thing. Part of the mountain biking for us is about being outside in nature and enjoying nature and the beauty of everything. And, we kind of want to recreate that in like an artsy, fun way. We also think that if you go with realistic graphics, you're kind of telling people you have this hyper-realistic game. And then if you don't deliver on something that they think is hyper-realistic, and sometimes you want to have creative freedom to do some stuff that might be a little outside the bounds of reality and just fun and whatever. Our priority for this game is fun. It does feel, everyone's been telling us that it feels the most realistic to real riding of any of the games they've played, but we don't want to like put ourselves in that box of being this like realistic thing. We want to have kind of some freedom and have fun along the way.
We have a team of really cooperative people, and that doesn't mean that people don't have different ideas and don't share them when they do. I think that does happen, but it's just a really good dynamic. It's one of the better work dynamics I've seen on any team I've been a part of so far, and it makes it, we wouldn't even probably call things a debate so much as we just kind of talk things through and figure what we're going to do. But I still think it's a really good question.
I think more of the debates happen with us in the community than the team. The team's usually pretty aligned, but we've had some debates in the community of different physics things, and almost lost that.
Holden says as long as you focus on game physics and not microtransactions, you should have a great game. Well, I'll tell you what, our focus on physics has been the case from the beginning, and there will never be microtransactions in this game. So I think you're going to be on Team Crank there, brother. We are not going to do that. That's for sure.
Rana says, is there suspension physics? Of course. You can't have a mountain bike game without suspension physics. There's physics and there's animations and everything. You could see it moving if you look close enough. The different bikes feel different. They all have different suspension. So yeah, I would like to make the animated part of the suspension look a little nicer, but physics are there.
Bernie's loving some cranks, and Carson wants to know if it's available on Steam yet. The free playtest is on Steam, guys, and the wish listing is on Steam. We're trying to. I've decided I'm going to see if we can break at least 30 wish lists today, Joe. Since our average is 25, let's see if we can improve our wish list average. So if anybody's not wish listing us on Steam and you're feeling it, please do. It's super helpful for us.
Go Steam,
Very
search for
helpful,
Cranked.
especially when it comes to things like getting ready for events like Steam Fest and stuff. The more wish lists you have, the better positioned you are to get some exposure through those things, which can be pretty important. Most of our marketing efforts going at the mountain biking community in general. That's where we'll focus a lot of our marketing efforts. But Steam Next Fest will be able to help us hopefully reach into new audiences, and wish listing is very helpful. So
also,
that's my pitch.
if we need a publisher in the future or something, one of the first things they ask, how many wish lists do you have? And it's like super important. So wish list, please. Thank you. Also, if anyone out there has a lot of money and wants to invest, become part owner, opportunities are there. Hit us up, DM us.
Ryder asks if the game is money. Yeah, I think it's money, but I think what you mean is, does it cost money? And right now you can get a free play test with a bunch of trails on Steam, and that is free, so that one does not cost money. But you can also subscribe to our Patreon, and that one does have some different paid tiers that you can subscribe to if you'd like, and you get more of the game that way. You get everything we've done of the game that way. But when it is launched later on, it will definitely be a paid game. It'll be fair, but we're not going to do free to play. It's just too hard to do. You can't really do that without having a bunch of crap in the game that we don't want, like microtransactions and stuff like that. So, yeah, we are doing a paid game, but it'll be fair. The Lorax is with us, man. He speaks for the trees. The Lorax does.
Oh, nice. See if I can actually get through the trail for once. Can you speak to the trees for me now and tell them not to hit me?
Pepe got the wish list. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, when I say it's money, he does mean it's money. Okay, cool. If he's saying it's money, like it's good, that's what I was saying too. So I thought I must have misunderstood it. But I agree. Is the game money? He's asking. I think he was actually asking what I was thinking, and I'm saying is money.
Oh, that was
close. It's also going to cost money.
Guys, we're making it.
You can do backflips on jumps. Yeah, you can do backflips on jumps. The OENTW.
And on keyboard. Someone asked if you could do it on keyboard. You can. There's all the bindings are in settings, so I don't play on keyboard. I can't really tell you, but you can go look. Just got to lean back and tuck, crouch. I forget what it's called. If you crouch during a flip, you flip faster.
Hey, just a couple other things Joe and I have been talking about lately, because we've really been putting a little more emphasis into the marketing side of things lately. We're going to be doing some events. We're going to do the New River Gorge Festival, the new River Gorge Festival in West Virginia, which is where I live. It's a small mountain biking festival that's new, but a bunch of people that we know are kind of putting it on, and they've even invited us to be a part of their sort of planning meeting. So I think we're going to have some fun with that. Do you remember when that was, Joe?
October 2 to 5. So it's first week of October.
October 2 to 4. Like 2 to 4. That's what it was. And also we want to go to Crankwork, so that's the plan. That'll be later in the summer. We want to do that too. Joe and I want to do, like, we're talking about adding into the game some party play stuff or some group play stuff, just a way to have like competitions in the game. And we want to do a little bit of a tour this summer at some point, maybe, where we kind of get in maybe his mom's RV. Karen, if you're here, hey. Or maybe we'll get another vehicle, and we want to just kind of drive around some region of the States and have fun events at like bike shops, or I don't know, anybody wants to hang out, get together, do some riding, that type of thing. So we've got that type of stuff coming up too. We're going to try to get out there on the scene some, I think, and ride a lot this year too.
Soon's got a top enduro. Let's go look at all the leaderboards, see what bikes are at the top. So we got downhill. Hey, how am I at the
Charleston, South Carolina?
How am I at the top on Siggy, guys? That's
Gregory,
wrong. Downhill. Yeah, enduro, downhill, mostly downhill. So we got some tweaking to do on the bikes.
Nice.
I will say most of these trails are meant for the downhill though, so it makes sense.
Gregory invites us to Charleston, South Carolina, which is a super cool town. I was there this summer, Gregory. Love that town. It's really cool. I actually have my nephew's wife is from there, so know some people down that way.
And no, this is not Roblox.
How's the riding down there, Gregory?
Yes, we will have custom maps and modding.
Again, we're hoping for at least 30 new wish lists today. It's kind of our goal. If anybody's not wish listing us on Steam, we would love it if you did. There's a free play test there you can play right now. We're only in pre-alpha, guys. It's super early. You know, you're just seeing it early because we decided to develop the whole thing in public. So, you know, even if it doesn't yet look like your idea of a complete mountain bike game, just remember we haven't even made it into beta yet. So, and you can help make it better if you can get the play test or subscribe on Patreon and give us feedback. Makes it a game more similar to what you're looking for. And we listen to our community too.
This trail's fun.
Huh. What town? Logan says if y'all ever come to Northern Virginia, which is not far from me, Logan. I'm in Morgantown, West Virginia. So he says, hit me up. He works at a bike shop. What's the name of your bike shop, Logan? And what town are you in? Wickestad says, y'all are real. Love that. We are real, man. We will just tell you exactly what we're thinking at any given time. It's fun working like this, where you just kind of do everything in the open publicly and stand by everything you do. It's a good way to work. Y'all, if you're working in any career and you feel like you're throttled back or you don't get a chance to kind of be who you want to be and do things the way you want to do it, you know, think about that. It's not as much fun as figuring out how to make a living doing the thing you really want to do and doing it as well as you can do it.
Gained 2 seconds in that section, almost. See if we can put a run together.
Aiden says game is gas. Playing it right now. Thanks, brother.
That was definitely faster than before. A good gap. What do we got here? Come on. That was fast. I think we're going to be in the, green.
You can really see how you're bouncing off the rocks and stuff here too. Like it felt
pump this
that looked good, I thought.
Little scrub into the finish.
You're good,
Whoa.
man. You're
2.6 better.
Damn.
Let's see if we went up. Did we go up? That's wrong. I thought I was
Dylan
first.
says, are the new bikes paid on Patreon? Well, they're just a part of the Patreon build. Yeah, we don't have the new bikes in the free play test right now. I mean, Joe just did the new bikes like yesterday, so it's very, very new.
Yeah, and if you guys are on the Patreon and you don't know how to switch your bikes, keyboard numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 1 downhill, 2 enduro, 3 trail, 4 electric. It will tell you on the bottom left of your screen when you do hit the button. You can race with the e-bike, but your time will not be saved. Just FYI. And the bike graphics don't change yet. We haven't modeled all the different bikes. We're just honing in the physics for now. So if you guys want to give your feedback on the different bike physics, speak now, because we're going to be tweaking. And then eventually, once they're kind of locked in, we won't do much tweaking after that. Wait, what's the line up there? Are you guys jumping up on that other rock?
Y'all hanging with us who are new. Go ahead, Joe.
I was going to say, if you guys want me to switch trails, I've been racing this one for a while. In chat, let me know. I'm happy to move around, do whatever you guys want me to do.
If y'all are hanging with us new and you wish list this or you check out our Patreon or follow us, let us know and we'll shout it out. Thank you for the support. Dom, the game is called Cranked. You can get the free playtest on Steam or wishlist on Steam right now. Just search for Cranked, and you'll hit the request playtest button, and you'll get the game. The playtest, which has 5 raceable trails and more than that unraceable, if I'm not mistaken, and it's free right now. This is Joe using the drone in multiplayer mode to follow other people. We have big plans for this whole dynamic too. Including challenges where you partner with somebody who's flying the drone and you're riding the bike and you have challenges to complete. We think that'd be cool. Other things.
Who was up here? Someone was up here, I thought. Maybe they restarted. But it's open world map. We did get the lifts working finally. So let me go show you guys some of the lifts. Let me give you a little tour of the map. This is our dirt jump section that Antcraft has been working on, our level designer. It's not done yet. But if you're into like proper dirt jumps, this is where you want to be. So many transfer lines. This place is so much fun. But yeah, he keeps adding on to that. Here's our big lake. The main gondola that takes you up to the very top is in here. So this is the main lift. But it takes you right now, the top of the mountain doesn't have much because we're kind of working in order of how things are going to work. So this will be lift 1. This will be the first lift you unlock when you first start the game. Let's go take a little tour. So, you know, when you first start the game, you'll pop in here. You'll actually ride the lift up if you want to, but right now you just teleport. And this takes you to the top. You got this really fun little spiral coming down, the first lift, and this will be the intro area. So, very first trail you play will be this one. It'll teach you how to play the game. It's kind of a basic, very easy green trail. And then players will ramp it up into stuff like this trail, which will teach you more advanced turning. You can see all these sweet switchbacks. You can use both sticks to turn here. Then we'll teach players how to jump, which will be probably lakeside, which will be this little flow trail. It's a very fun, easy flow trail. A lot of jumps on it, but you don't even really need a pop on them. You kind of can just flow it and ride. So anyway, this is there's tons more trails here. So that'll be the first zone. And as you complete challenges in there, you'll unlock the next zone, which will be this lift down here. And you can see this lift will take you straight up this way, all the way up to this little rocky peak. And it unlocks more trails like you see over here. So, you know, as you unlock more lifts, more trails will be accessible. So that lift will take you to here. And then you've got all these trails from over here. There's going to be more trails going down this way. Whole section over here with a bunch of trails. Up in the back, there's trails. And we're just getting started, really. Like, there's maybe a third of the trails we'll have in here in total. Then you can see, I think this is lift number 4. I'll show you lift 3 after. But lift 4 is a connector lift, which will take you way up here. We were racing some trails in this section. Like, there's a flow trail right there. Got another trail, red light pledge right there. But yeah, this lift will take you all the way up to this peak way up there. Up this whole area is blank canvas still. We got lots of trails to build up in this zone. And let's see. Let's make this a little faster. Lift 3. This one down here. So like that's lift 1, lift 2, lift 3. Let's take lift 3, show you guys where this goes. Up to lift 3, came from down there, and this is where we've been racing. And we got trails this way, little trail this way. That's a connector trail that leads you to a bunch more trails over here. So it's big. It's massive.
Koopa thank you very much, man, for the follow, and Wickestad for the roses. Very much appreciate you. Carson Edwards says, man, this is sick. Just ran my first trail. Dope, Carson. Let us know if you keep going, what you think after you get a few more in, man. It's we always like to hear when new people have gotten play test and are giving it a run and tell us live on these things. Super cool.
S has asked, how do you plan to design tracks going forward with the new physics and surface types and any of the trails you most want to build? Yeah, I want to build a lot of tight single track, techie, slow, requiring the brakes, slip and slide in, hit and catch berms, rock drops, rock shoots. That's the kind of stuff I'm excited to build in. Now with all these new physics updates, we can finally do it. So I want to get on that trail bike, maybe have some tech sections that are uphill, you know, popping that front wheel over some big rocks and stuff. It's a lot of the riding I do here in El Paso, Texas is very techie and rocky, and I kind of want to try to replicate a little bit of that. So I'm excited for more. You know, I'm not a big flow trail, big jump kind of guy. Cedric's more into making those than I am. So I think the kind of trails you'll see me making is going to be more techie, single track, tight, twisty, lots of braking, that kind of stuff. That's what I'm looking forward to. And I also think that's what most of the other mountain bike games lack the most. So that's why I want to put heavy emphasis on it in this game. You know, if people just want to go hit big flow trails and massive jumps, a lot of other games offer that, but we need to also offer tech.
J3 is asking, will I keep the game when the paid version is released since I got it free in the early days? I mean, you'll be able to keep the free playtest, but getting the free playtest now doesn't mean that you'll get the free, like, full game later on. Now, if you subscribe to us on Patreon and you accumulate a total spend of $50 over time, then you'll get the key for the game. But we're a small company with very small self-funded developer, and we want to stay in business. We have big plans. We think we can make this game one of the, you know, I want to make it the greatest action sports game that I've ever seen in my life that we're capable of making. So we want to keep going. And it's a business. We got to stay in business. So we'll always be fair and upfront about what we're trying to do, and we'll charge a fair price, but it's not going to be free. There's not going to be microtransactions. We're not going to load the game with ads, that type of stuff. We'll do some fun sponsorship stuff, not even sponsorship stuff, but just like alignment with brands like Frameworks where we have in the game right now. There's no money involved. They didn't pay for anything, or we didn't pay them for anything. We just put their bike in the game because we both think it's cool. So we'll do a lot of stuff like that. And yep, coming to console eventually is the plan, Devlin. I think Devlin. Sorry, I forgot your name wrong. That's the plan. But we're starting with PC first.
Ooh, up.
Charlie says Mavericks is better. I'm glad you. It's cool. You got 2 new games at one time to figure out which one you like best. I'll ask you this: number 1, do you ride? And number 2, do you say that after playing Cranked, or do you just say that after just looking at Cranked? I wonder how. If you've given the free play test in Steam a shot or not. Let me know in the comments if you would.
We're also less than a year into development. I think Mavericks is going on 3 years, so we got a little time we need to probably catch up to some of the polish that they have.
Yeah, we got some time.
Oh, I'm cruising right now. Physics-wise, though, Crank's on point.
Joe gave such a good answer, Larry Spinach, to your question, why someone would want to get this over Descenders. And really, my preference is to really talk about just what we think is different about it. I mean, people will get whatever game offers them what they're looking for, but it feels so much different. The physics are so much different. We're all from action sports, long-time riders. We've all ridden something all of our lives. Most of us have mountain bikes on the team and ride regularly. We've made video games for a long time, and all of them came from action sports. We made Mad Skills Motocross and Mad Skills BMX. If you guys know those mobile games, then you'll know the work we've been doing for a really long time. And with this one, I think it's really the only mountain bike game that exists where the people making it have both video game experience and come from the sport itself. I think it's noticeable personally when you play the game. You can tell it feels very different than the other games. So mostly though, dude, just get the free playtest, man. It's on Steam. You just go over and hit the request playtest button, search for Cranked, and check it out for yourself. Then you'll see if it feels different than other games or the same or whatever. And we would like to know what you think if you try it.
It should have been a crash, but as I said earlier, the crash detection value was accidentally raised a little too high in this build, so we'll fix it. But it makes it kind of fun, actually, like not crashing.
Hyperpop Hell, that's a good username, brother. Hyperpop Hell says, I need to check out the playtest. This looks so sick. I always see y'all on here. Well, I want to start. Hopefully we'll start seeing you on here too, man, because that's a good username. And if you do check out the playtest, please wishlist it while you're there. We're trying to hit 30 wishlists today if we can. That's our goal.
We'll that root got me. Scandy Flick added, guys. Both sticks in one direction and brake at the same time. You're doing this little flick with the back end. It's pretty fun. So if you're in a tight corner and you need to really get that rear end around, you just... Psh. I need to get off the grass. I keep forgetting grass slows you down now.
Yeah. That's another thing Joe changed in the last week or so is he changed the way every surface in the game feels when you ride. It's insane how much work you got done this week. All of you guys.
Yeah, crazy. We've been going hard.
Ghost, brother, it's called Cranked. So if you look on Steam for Cranked, you can hit the wish list and hit the request playtest button. You can play it right now. Play the free playtest version right now.
On a burner for me.
Yeah, you are on a burner. Thank you for the follow. I don't know what your username is. It looks like 3 envelopes. Appreciate your follow, man. You got it, Ghost. No sweat.
Oh, that was smooth.
Are the graphics supposed to be like this, or are you adding realistic graphics and details? Well, first of all, we're super early, so the graphics are going to change a lot. We haven't put nearly as much time into graphics as we have into physics and trail building. That's been our sort of focus initially. But we're not going for a super realistic style either. We're looking for something that's cozier. That's it just. We're a small team. We have limited resources. We think it looks cool. We don't necessarily want it to look super duper realistic. We're more concerned about it feeling like it feels when you ride. But it's going to develop a lot also, graphics wise. just keep in mind, the more realistic your graphics get, the harder it is to run a game smoothly, and the higher end equipment you need. And we don't want to make a game that only like 10% of the people can play well. We're trying to make a game that anybody who wants to play can play. So it's a balance. We'll figure it out over time. How far to take the graphics, etc. Yeah, props and details too, man. We need lots more. We haven't really begun that side of things at this point. So it's
barely
that's future
the
stuff.
surface.
But with you, 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. If you join the community, hang out on a Discord or whatever, as you get into us, let us know what you want to see when it comes to those details. And it's you'll be surprised how much you can actually impact this game. So many things in this game have come from our community now.
I'll say this: our bottleneck right now is art. We only have one artist. I mean, there's only 4 of us. It's kind of one person in each discipline right now. So if you guys want art to pick up the pace and get better, hit the Patreon and subscribe, because if we can earn more money and raise more money, we're going to hire another artist. So, we'll do the best.
Or if you have real deep pockets and you're interested in investing in our next round, hit us up privately on Discord, and we'll talk to you about that too.
Yeah, you can be a part owner in this company and help us take this thing all the way. And we've shipped 7 successful games in the past, so definitely not new to the industry.
No. Andrew, brother, thank you for the follow. Joe, I have a question for you. I'm going to turn it over to you. It's Old World Music, who I'm interested in. I'd be curious to know what kind of music he's making. But he says, is this game in development stage where sound designers would be needed?
You're looking at the sound designer, you're looking at the marketing dude, and partly sort of a programmer nowadays, pretending to be an artist at times, the level designer. We're broke, so I'm doing everything that I possibly can, including probably some sound design. But if we can hire someone, we do have a guy. His name is Antonio Aguirre. He plays for Blue Man Group, and he's made a bunch of stuff for us in the past, and I love working with him. So probably won't be hiring anyone.
Mully wants to know what other games we've made. We made Mad Skills Motocross, Mad Skills Motocross 2 and 3, Mad Skills BMX 1 and 2, Mad Skills Snowcross, and Mad Skills Rallycross. And worked on Chasing the Dream.
Yeah.
Go, Joe.
TA asked if we're planning to add tricks like bar spins and stuff. Yeah, in the future. It's not priority for us now. We want to get the core physics down, the core gameplay loop, racing, and all that kind of basic stuff first. But then eventually, tricks will be a big part of the game, yes.
And yeah, Carson, we're the Mad Skills people. I'm one of the founders of the company. I was working at Racer X, a motocross magazine, back in like 2009, and stumbled onto Mad Skills Motocross as an early PC version and reached out to Tobias, who's now one of our partners in this game. And we made all those Mad Skills games together for years, and now we still work with Turborilla, and Joe and I are still owners of the Mad Skills games, but we're focusing on Session Syndicate, our new small boutique studio. It's much smaller than Turborilla is at this point, and we're just taking a whole different approach, and it's been a lot of fun for us.
Yeah, that's how you broke then. Games cost surprisingly more money than you probably think.
Yeah.
So we've
already
put $250,000 of our own money into this game, and we need more.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm going to answer that question too, because the thing about Mad Skills Motocross is it's free to play, and free to play games are hard to make because the way you make money, you have to sort of coerce people into spending. And we were just always kind of against that. Like we tried to figure out how to make a free to play game work without selling competitive advantage. When you sell competitive advantage, it didn't feel like Mad Skills anymore. Like if you could just buy a better bike and you're going to be faster than everybody else, it didn't feel like it was right. So we didn't want to do something that felt wrong to us, but that just made making it work very difficult. I mean, there were a 250 million people played Mad Skills games, but per player, it didn't make all that much money because we really didn't coerce people into paywalls. You can play that game and get really good and compete on the leaderboards without spending a penny, and most people do. That's the way it goes. So we didn't want that now. We wanted to not think about like, okay, how are we going to make money on this thing? What's the thing we're going to have to put into the meta game to make it to where some people will spend money and we can stay alive? It's not what Joe and I wanted to do. We wanted to make a really good game the way we want and make all of our decisions about, is this going to make the game more fun and cooler? And you can't do that free to play as far as I'm concerned. Not possible. If that answers your question, brother. Dude, man, whose mic is sounding mad satisfying? Is it Joe's or is it mine? Because we're still figuring out this whole... even though we've been doing these streams for a while, we're still figuring out the production of them.
And that was a good last sector I had.
Moose is still playing some MSM3. Sweet.
We're in the
Very
green.
cool.
We're in the green. Can we
Dude,
keep
you
it?
miss? No. Carson would love to chat with us. Chat with us, man. Come over on Discord. Hook it up. Another thing, Joe and I both have been in the Discord a lot late at night lately. We've been kind of hanging out with the crew in there oftentimes. So, yeah, I mean, just come to Discord. We're all just a part of the community. You can talk to anybody you want to.
Oh, I missed the last gate of the whole freaking race.
Yep. Oh, you were 2 seconds down, too. Tough.
Hayden, I don't know which time is yours because I'm getting closer. Is that you? I would have just been 2 seconds off. No. Yeah, I would have been like a second off from you, but missed that last gate. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate that. Is there only a patron only? If you're part of the Patreon and you connect your Discord to Patreon, you get a Patreon only chat that we have in there. But no, we didn't want to lock like people talking to us behind a paywall, so we're pretty available to anyone who's in our Discord.
We tried to be that way with Mad Skills as much as we could, but eventually we just got so many people playing the game. Like, there were, what did we have at one point, over 500,000 people playing every day, Joe, I think?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
When the numbers get that big, it gets hard to be as responsive as you want to be. Nick wants to know if this is the only map. I'll let you kind of answer that one, Joe.
It's open world map. It's not the only map. We do have other maps, but the plan for like the core game is that you're going to be in this huge open world map with 60 trails or so. I've just been playing this one race on here for the last 10, 15 minutes or so, but we've got many trails on here. And then in the future, we'll obviously release other maps. But when the game launches, our plan is one big open world map, possibly two, but we'll see how far along we can get. We do have some other kind of like special one-off trails, like we have a Wales map. So if you know anything about like Red Bull Hardline, maybe you know it's very replica-esque. So that's playable. We got some other stuff coming. Yeah, the main game will mostly take place on this big open world map.
So yeah, Bragg, this map is only on the Patreon build. It's 4:57, by the way, Joe. We usually been going about 2 hours. So if we do that again, we're coming in on the end right now. I want to say one more time, actually, real quick. If anybody's hanging out with us and hasn't wish listed us, we're hoping to hit 30 wish lists today. That would be a little bit above our average on these streaming days for the day. Yeah,
not total.
And you can wish list for the day. You can wish list and help us out. Just look for Cranked, and you can hit the request playtest button and get the free playtest right now while you're there.
And if you want to talk to us directly, give us feedback. Hop on Discord, discord.gg/cranked. We're in there all the time, hanging out and chat, or text us over there.
A big part of our marketing approach is just... Go ahead, Joe.
I was going to say, especially now with all these physics changes and the new bike types, we really need your feedback. So hop in there and tell us what you think.
A big part of our marketing plan, really, or just kind of I don't even really call it a marketing plan, just what we want to do to make this game work is to develop community, be a part of the community, really emphasize it, really, try to make sure people who are hanging with us and playing the game know we're there and listen to them. And it's a emphasis here.
How come the good runs are the ones where I miss a gate? That would have been a 3:05.5, which would have put me barely in second place, like just off first place. Bummer. Anyway, that's it. Big update we had this week. You guys hop in, try out the chairlifts, try out the new physics, try out the new bike types, try out the new drone stuff. There's so many different things. I really like taking these lifts up. I love this little lift station here. I don't know why, but I just love this little spiral coming down, and it just throws you right into the first set of trails. Anyway, we're having a blast making the game, sharing with you guys. Hope you guys join the Patreon if you are into this kind of thing. Otherwise, wishlist on Steam and get ready for full release in about a year. Anyone got any questions before we close it out?
We've got one from Nick here. Wants to know what the other game we were talking about. Mad Skills Motocross. It's mobile. So Joe and I initially were making mobile games. If you search Mad Skills, that's really all you have to put in on either iOS or Android. You'll find all the Mad Skills games that we do. Check it out. Carson joined us on Discord, so cool, buddy. Looking forward to seeing you there. TA says spectator mode for multiplayer races could enable streaming and community tournaments. We've talked a lot about that. We feel like this game's got esports potential for sure. So, I mean, we did esports stuff with Mad Skills Motocross.
Yeah, we'll get a spectator mode in there.
Yep. Nick, thank you for the follow, man.
Look at the new pond. It's getting there. Still a placeholder, but it's getting there.
Yeah. Have a good day, Hayden. Thanks for hanging out today, man.
All right, guys. Catch you in the next one. We stream every Thursday. Yeah, we stream every Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. And sometimes more than that. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll catch you later.
Thanks, everybody. See you guys next week.
Bye.